Ever wonder if the financial advice you've always heard is maybe holding you back a bit?
Yeah, it's something we should probably all question sometimes.
Welcome to a deep dive into some really cutting-edge financial science. We're looking at how it's being used to build this new platform, Red, then Black, designed to help you navigate your financial future.
Right. Our mission today is, well, to go beyond the usual stuff, the conventional wisdom. We want to unpack the theory behind this kind of approach.
And reveal some surprising insights, about risk, our own behavior, and what optimal even means for your specific investments.
Exactly. You're about to find out how thinking about your lifetime earnings totally reshapes investment strategy.
And why dodging those common mental traps we all fall into is, absolutely key.
We'll touch on life cycle investing, how that's evolved.
The Kelly criterion, which sounds intense but is super interesting.
And yeah, how just understanding your own psychology can really make or break your financial plan.
Okay, let's dive in.
So, life cycle investing. We've all heard those rules of thumb, right? Like the 100 minus your age in stocks thing.
Yeah, the idea being you take less risk as you get older. Seems logical on the surface. Stocks smooth out over time, or so they say.
But Nobel laureate Paul Samuelson, he threw a wrench in that years ago. He pointed out that if you only look at your current financial pot...
Just the money you have invested right now.
Exactly. If that's all you consider, the math says your ideal stock allocation might actually stay the same, constant, regardless of your age.
Wait, really? Why is that? Doesn't risk decrease over time?
Well, the volatility of annual returns might average out, but the potential range of your final wealth, how much you actually end up with that variability, can increase the longer you hold the same risky allocation without considering other factors. It's a bit counterintuitive.
Okay, so that's one twist, but then things got even more interesting.
They really did. Modern thinkers, folks like Ian Ayres and Barry Nailbuff, they brought in this, honestly, game-changing idea: human capital.
Human capital, meaning the value of all the money you're going to earn in the future.
Pretty much. It's the present value of your future earnings, your savings potential, and for a young person, that's usually their biggest asset by far. And crucially, it often behaves like a really stable long-term bond.
Okay, hold on. So if my biggest asset isn't my stocks, but this giant, steady bond of future paychecks, how does that flip the script on portfolio risk?
It flips it completely. Think about your total wealth, the investments you see, plus this huge human capital bond. To keep your overall exposure to stock market risk steady across your whole life, a young person who's already super heavily weighted towards this bond paradoxically needs to hold more than 100% of their financial assets in stocks.
Whoa, more than 100%. So leverage, borrowing to invest.
Potentially, yes. Or using instruments that give leveraged exposure. But the key insight is this isn't about increasing your overall risk. It's actually a way to achieve a consistent level of equity risk exposure throughout your life. It's using time diversification properly.
So it's actually a risk reduction strategy, long-term, by smoothing out your lifetime risk exposure. Wild.
Exactly. Now, there's a nuance, of course. If your job, your human capital, is more stock-like, maybe you work in tech and your income booms and busts with the sector.
All right, like a software engineer.
Yeah. Then your ideal stock allocation might look more like a hump shape. Maybe it starts lower, increases for a while, then declines as you get closer to retirement, and that human capital shrinks.
Fascinating. Okay, massive reframe on risk over time. Let's switch gears to the Kelly criterion. What's the story there? Sounds mathematical.
It is. It's a formula, basically, for bet sizing. The goal is to maximize the long-term geometric growth rate of your money. Think compound growth. Kelly aims for the fastest sustainable compounding.
Okay, fastest growth sounds good. What's the catch?
The catch is the full Kelly, the raw formula output. It's incredibly aggressive. It assumed you know the probabilities and payoffs perfectly.
Which in real markets you don't.
Yeah. You absolutely don't. Applying full Kelly with estimated inputs, which are always wrong to some degree, can lead to terrifying volatility, huge drawdowns. You could blow up.
Yikes. Okay, so not practical for real investing then.
Not the full Kelly, but the concept leads to something very practical. Fractional Kelly.
Meaning?
Meaning you invest only a fraction, maybe a quarter, maybe half of what the full Kelly formula tells you to.
Ah, okay, so you dial it back.
You dial it back significantly. This massively reduces the volatility and the risk of ruin, but you still capture a good chunk of the long-term growth benefits. It's about being smart with the concept. not dogmatic.
So a tool like Red Then Black might calculate the theoretical Kelly, but then suggest a more conservative fraction.
Precisely. And maybe it lets you adjust that fraction based on how confident you feel in the market assumptions, not just some vague risk tolerance slider. It links your actions directly to the model's potential flaws.
Got it. Which brings us neatly to our own minds, the investor's psychology, because let's face it, purely rational investing is, well, not really a thing for most humans.
Definitely not. We're all susceptible to cognitive biases, right? Things like loss aversion, where losing $100 feels way worse than gaining $100 feels good.
Oh, yeah. That pang is real.
Or mental accounting, where we treat money differently depending on where it came from or what we intend to use it for. Like gambling money versus college fund money.
Even though it's all just money.
Exactly. And herding, following the crowd, especially during market manias or panics.
So how can a tool, a platform, act like a debiasing machine? How does it help us get out of our own way?
It's all about the design, engineering the user experience to gently nudge you towards better decisions. For example, take mental accounting.
Okay.
Imagine you're planning a big expense, like buying a house. The tool doesn't just show the withdrawal. It could explicitly calculate and display the opportunity cost.
Meaning what you could have earned if you'd left that money invested.
Exactly. It shows what that wealth might have grown to in the do-nothing scenario. Suddenly, the trade-off isn't abstract. It's a tangible number. It forces you to confront the real cost.
That makes sense. It makes the decision more concrete. What about loss aversion? How do you fight that feeling?
Instead of showing just one projected line for your portfolio growth, which makes every dip feel like a failure.
Yeah, that single scary line.
You show probability distribution fan charts. These visualize a whole range of possible outcomes over time based on simulations. Seeing that volatility is normal, that there's a wide cone of possibilities, helps normalize the bumps and focus you on the long-term picture.
It makes volatility look expected, not like an emergency.
Right. And for herding, maybe a community feature doesn't just show leaderboards of who has the most money.
Which just encourages chasing returns.
Exactly. Instead, it could auto-generate summaries focusing on the process people are using. This user is applying a 0.3 fractional Kelly, which models suggest increases median outcome by X%, but also potential drawdown by Y%. It shifts the focus to the why and the trade-offs, not just the raw number.
That's clever. Nudging towards thinking about the strategy.
It's all about subtle guidance.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what does all this mean for you, the listener, trying to manage your finances effectively?
Well, we've kind of journeyed through some complex ideas here. We've rethought risk by including your whole lifetime wealth.
We've looked at smarter ways to think about sizing your investments with ideas like fractional Kelly.
And we've seen how tools can be designed to actually work with our human psychology, not against it.
It suggests the future of financial planning isn't just a static calculator you use once.
No, it's much more like a dynamic service. Think living financial plans that adapt as your life changes, as markets change, as inflation moves. It's an ongoing conversation, not a snapshot.
So here's a final thought for you to chew on. How much more powerful could your financial planning become if it really did account for your entire lifetime picture, changed dynamically with the world, and was built specifically to help you sidestep your own built-in mental biases?
That's the direction things are heading. It's the future of being a truly quantitatively minded and behaviorally aware investor.